Hey guys, hopefully you just watched our Wednesday chat. If you didn't, click on it, go back and watch it. We had Monday off. That was good for you guys. Teacher work day, getting some work done. If you are behind, it's a good time to get caught up this week. Only 2 lessons of math, 2 lessons of science, so that's nice. Today we're going to tackle math lesson 14.3, colored pages 529 and 531. And then we're going to go over homework page 181 and 182. Oh, man, get those out, get those ready. Remember, if you have to pause this at any time, do it. Rewind it, replay it. I don't mean to go fast, but if I do, just pause it, rewind it, slow it down. This is a fun lesson, but it's also a booger of a lesson. I'm going to teach you a few different ways that we can attack this. It's not challenging and hard. I think some of your parents, grandparents would look at this and say this seems a little ridiculous, too much thought going into it. Let's try just keep it simple. But I'm going to show you a couple different ways that we can attack this. Very simple. I'm going to be honest with you. If you cannot count from 1 to 100, okay, that's where we're in trouble. You know what I'm saying? And we've had that talk all year. Basic math facts, basic number sense. So let's talk about this. Patterns, we're repeating shapes. You can use a rule to predict a number or shape in a pattern. And I'm going to show you this. You're going to see where it's tricky, but then we're going to show you, I don't want to call them shortcuts, but hints that we can do to attack this. The rule for the repeating pattern below is square, triangle, square, triangle, square, triangle. What will be the 37th shape in the pattern? Explain. Solve this problem any way you choose. Now, do we want to sit here and draw these out until we get to the 37th one? Yes or no? What do you guys think? Okay, good hand raises. The answer is no. Too much work. Too much work. Now, if you do it, great, but you're doing too much work for yourself. There's a few different things that you can do. For me, one thing that I do is it says square, triangle, right? That's their problem. Square, triangle, square, triangle. One thing we could do is we could just do our skip counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, right? We land right there, right? Okay. So we know that the next shape, right, the 37th one, will be a square. But did that take a little while? It did, but again, if we know how to count, that's a way we can do it. There's another thing we could do here. We could sit here and we could go through it and look at it this way as far as odd and even. Check this out. First, third, and the fifth ones, the squares are all odd. The second, fourth, and the sixth ones are all triangles. They're all even. So the squares are odd. The triangles are even. Does that go back to our last lesson that we talked about? Absolutely. So 37, now you need to know, is that odd or even? This goes back to divisibility rules, right? So 37 is an odd number, so we know it's going to be a square, okay? We saw how we just counted them, right? First, second, third, fourth. We could do that. We could sit there and count them out. That's one way we could do it. When the pattern has 37 shapes, how many are triangles? Now, this one here, right, when it has 37, so 37, right, when the pattern has 37 shapes, how many are triangles? We got to think through this one. Well, again, we said it was an odd, so there's 2 shapes here, right? Divide that by the 2 shapes, since that's what they were doing. That was the pattern, square, triangle, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. We do that division, okay, and this is where it gets a little tricky, but watch, and we're going to see how this plays out. 18 remainder 1, so it shows that we're going to have 18 of them right there. The remainder 1 would be that odd number, right? But 1 more, and we would have that. That's the tricky part, okay? Could you draw them out to figure that one out? Absolutely. And you could say, oh, this is the number that we have. But this is where we're going to go with this. I'm going to show you my strategies to do to make it a little more, I don't want to say easier, but definitely to simplify it. But I want to make sure you know. So if 5th grade says to you, hey, if middle school says to you, hey, do you remember how to do this, or is this a way? You can say, oh, yeah, Mr. Coletti showed this to us. How can you use the repeating pattern to predict a shape? So a repeating pattern, here's your definition, is made up of shapes or numbers that form a part that repeats. Rashad is making a repeating pattern for the rule. It's triangle, square, trapezoid. How many shapes is that? So they're dealing with 3 shapes. Triangle, square, trapezoid. What will be the 49th shape in the pattern? Now, we know that that's the pattern right there, okay? The trapezoid is the 3rd, the 6th, and the 9th one, all right? These are all multiples of 3, so the trapezoid are all multiples of 3. So that goes back to some previous lessons, doesn't it? The triangle is the 1st, the 4th, and the 7th. Now, the positions of those are one more than a multiple of 3. So if we have a trapezoid, the triangle is always going to be just one more than that. That's where this gets tricky. The square is the 2nd, the 5th, and the 8th. All right, that's the position is always one less than the multiple of 3. So that's always going to be in front of there, always one less. This right now is where you're going, what in the world are you teaching us? Holy cow, Mr. Kelly, this is crazy. Take a deep breath, pause it if you have to. Come back to me. So what they do is they go, okay, we want to know the 49th shape. Which one is the 49th shape? So they divide that by the numbers that we had here, triangle, square, trapezoid. And they got 16 remainder 1. Holy cow, Mr. Coletti, what are you talking about? So 16 remainder 1 means if the 16th one, right, okay, remainder 1, 49 is 1 more than a multiple of 3. So we come back to this one. It's right here. It's 1 more than a multiple of 3, so we're dealing with a triangle. Say what, Mr. Coletti? Stay with me. Deep breath and relax, okay, because this is the trickiest part of it, okay? So we said right there, 16 remainder 1. So 16, we would repeat the pattern 16 times. That's what that's saying to us. We're going to repeat the pattern 16 times. We do this once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 16 times. What would come next? Remainder 1. One more would be the triangle. But Mr. Coletti, couldn't we just count them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49th. Could we do that? Yes, you can. Just work on learning this. I am not going to penalize you. This is a challenging one. I'm going to put 3 stars by it. It's not, to me, area and perimeter is hard and a challenge, but you can get it as long as you learn to plug it in. And that one's a little bit more playable with. This one right here is really going to do some higher order thinking for you. So you've got to just kind of review it, okay? Suppose the rule is square, triangle, square, trapezoid. How many shapes was that? Square, triangle, square, trapezoid. So we're dealing with 4 shapes. What is the 26th in the pattern? Now, could you just sit there and go square, triangle, square, trapezoid? Absolutely. But the other thing you can do is go 26 divided by 4. Do your long division, right? This is not too hard. You get a remainder 2. So the 6 is how many times we're going to repeat it. So it's square, triangle, square, trapezoid. I'm kind of abbreviating it. Square, triangle, square, trapezoid. Draw it out. So the 6 means we're going to repeat it 6 times. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's how many times we repeat it. The remainder 2 means we're going to go 1, 2, and what do we land on? The triangle. So your answer to this problem is triangle. Again, the whole number is how many times we repeat it. The remainder 2 is then how many jumps we would do from the first to the second. Again, could we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and keep going until we land on 26? Absolutely. Absolutely. All right? My guess is this year, if we'd have had the FSA test, they would have had maybe 1 or 2, probably 2 of these on there. They wouldn't have been that big of a number. It would have probably been in that, I'd say, 40 down a range. So dealing with 26 is fine. So review this page, pause it, come back to it, finish the next one. I'm going to move on and ready to rock and roll. So hopefully you pause it, maybe you took a bathroom break, got a drink, and you're ready to finish this out. Okay. Write the next 3 numbers. They're telling you to write the next 3 numbers in the repeating pattern. Then name the 100th. Okay, so easy. What the heck? We want to find the 100th one. Let's talk about it. We're going to get there. 1, 3, 5, 7 is the repeating pattern. That's the rule. 1, 3, 5, 7, 1, 3, 5, 7, 1, 3, 5, 7. Okay, so we plug in the numbers. Now, How many numbers were they using in the pattern? 4. They want you to find the 100. So you're going to do 100 divided by 4, and you get 25. That's a basic math fact. You should know all of your multiples of 100, right? What this 25 means is how many times they repeat the pattern. They repeat the pattern once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, 25 times. The last one we land on is the 7. So that's going to make the 100th number the 7th. If there was a remainder 1, it would have been a 1. If it was a remainder 2, it would have been a 3. If it was a remainder 3, it would have been the 5, because that's in the first place, second place, third place. But since it was a whole number, that's the whole thing. We're going to land on the 7. Again, guys, it's like, say what? And I know your parents and your grandparents are like, say what? And that's okay. Teachers say what? I get it. Review it. So in the triangle, square, trapezoid one on the previous page, what will be the 48th shape? What will be the 50th shape? So let's go back to that one. All right, this was on the triangle, square, trapezoid. Triangle, square, trapezoid one, okay? What would be the 48th shape and the 50th shape? So watch this. What did we say the 49th shape was? It was a triangle, right? So what comes before 49? 48. What comes after 49? 50. So what was before the triangle? Let's look. Before the triangle is what? Trapezoid. What comes after the triangle? Square. All right? So just by looking back at this problem, the work that we've already done, if you know how to count to 50, you know that before 49 is 48, and after that is that. So the 48th one we said was the, I just forgot it now, trapezoid. And then the 50th one was the square. Okay? Terrible square. Terrible. Forgive me. All right? So, but let's go back to the math. How many shapes were here? 3, right? So 48 divided by 3, we're going to get 16. So that's a whole number. So this whole thing is the whole number, so we would land on the trapezoid. 50 divided by 3. I'm going to get my line paper here, guys. 50 divided by 3, okay? Goes into that once. We'll multiply it, subtract, bring down, divide it, multiply it, subtract. Now we get a remainder 2. So 16 is how many times we would repeat this pattern, and then the second shape in it would be the square. See that? So it was the triangle, square, trapezoid. The whole thing, if it was a whole number, we'd always land on the trapezoid. But since we have a remainder 2, first shape, second shape, boom. Some of you are getting this and enjoying it. I bet you Colt and his family's like, we got this. But I said some of you are probably looking at it going, say what, Cameron? I can see your face like, huh? That's all good. Play it out. Again, looking back at this one, we knew this was 49, so we know this is 48, 50 if you know our patterns. Kindergartners could come in here and go triangle, square, trapezoid, triangle, square, trapezoid. We kick it up to 4th grade, and we add in this, okay, what's the next pattern? What is the 20th shape? The rule is triangle, circle, circle. You want the 20th shape, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Circle. But Mr. Coletti, you didn't do any of that work. Nope. I'm going to show you different ways we can get there. What is the next 3 numbers? 9276, 9276, 9276. What's the next one? 9276. See that? Went from some challenging stuff to now some very goober easy ones. You with me? The rule is square, triangle, square. Square, triangle, square. See that? There's the rule. Square, triangle, square. Square, triangle, square. Right? Square, triangle, square. See that? Square, triangle, square. Square, triangle, square. That's your pattern. Put a star by 5. Up, down, left, right. North, south, west, east. Up, down, left, right. Up, down, left, right. And I'm going to do those extra ones there because that's going to help me. Okay? The rule is 112. I like to circle it, by the way, for me. 112, 112, 112. The rule is 5748, 5748, 5748, 5748, 5748. There you go. The rule is Tree, apple, apple. What is the 19th shape? Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Boom, tree. Mr. Coletti, you didn't do your division there. No. But if I had to, 1, 2, 3. There's 3 shapes. 19 divided by 3 is 6 remainder 1, right? 6 remainder 1. So the whole thing, right? The whole would land on the apple. The remainder 2 would be an apple, but remainder 1 would be the tree. That's the tricky part. The rule is 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 42 divided by 2. You get 21, a whole number. Guess what you're going to land on? The answer is 2. If it was a remainder 1, it would be the first number. The remainder is the number in the order. So a remainder 7 would be the 7th number in the order. The remainder 3 would be the 3rd number in the order. So review that. All right, where are we at on time? Oh, not too bad. 16-minute mark. Okay, you guys with me? All right, make sure my mic's still on. Hopefully that's good. All right, check this out here. Number 10, create a repeating pattern using the rule. So a kindergartner walks in and we say, do a triangle, square, square. Triangle, square, square. Triangle, square, square. I mean, it's really that easy, guys, sometimes, right? Come on now, stay with me. Margot measured the distance, I'm going to start this one, for 6 wavelengths of visible light as 2,400 nanometers, 2,400. What is the distance for one of those? So what are we going to do there? You have 4 choices: add, subtract, multiply, divide. Which one makes sense? Well, we know 6 of them equal this. So if 6 equals 2,400, how do we figure out 1? Yeah, we divide. 2,400 divided by 6. And guys, guess what? I could do long division, but I also see a basic math fact. 24 divided by 6, what is that? 4, and how many zeros? 2. Boom, 400 nanometers. That's a review problem, guys. We've seen this a couple times now in the last week. Hilda is making a repeating pattern with the shapes below. The rule is heart, square, triangle. Heart, square, triangle. Heart, square, triangle. The question is, if she continues the pattern, what's going to be the 11th shape? Now, I could do 11 divided by 3, right? Because there's 3 of them. 11 divided by 3, get 3. Get remainder 2. What's the second shape? Oh, what'd you say? A square. Square. But if you also want here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, 11. Here's number 11. He's in the 11th spot. Are you allowed to do that? Absolutely. Josie puts beads on a string in a repeating pattern. The rule is blue, green, yellow, orange. There are 88 beads on her string. How many times did she repeat her pattern? Well, let's go back to the math here. How many? Blue, green, yellow, orange. That's 4, right? 4 of those. She has 88 beads, so 88 divided by 4. What'd you get? 8 divided by 4, 2. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Get an 8. Your answer is 22. You with me on that one? All right, pause it if you have to. Come back. 14, you're going to need some line paper for this one. How many more? Something just went off in your head. Years passed between. You want to take the first steam locomotives and the gasoline powered. So you want to take these 2. Okay? And you want to do how many more? So what are you going to do? The year 1885. Make sure I got the right numbers. In the year 1804. And we are going to subtract. 5 minus 4 is 1. 8 minus 0, 8. 8 minus 8, 1 minus. So the first answer is 81 years. That's the difference between how many more years passed between the first steam locomotive and the gasoline-powered one. But then we're not done. How many more years passed between those two than between the gasoline-powered and the diesel locomotive? So take those two, 1912 and 1885. 1912, 1885. Okay. 2 minus 5. Good job. Regroup. So the 1 becomes a 0. The 2 becomes a 12. 12 minus 5 is 7. 0 minus 8. Good job. Regroup. 9 becomes an 8. He becomes a 10. Minus 8 is 2. So between the steam locomotive and the gasoline powered was 81 years. Between the gasoline powered and the diesel locomotive was 27 years. So they want to know how many more years passed between those two. So 81 minus 27. Work that out for me. What'd you get? Can't do that. You got to regroup. 11 minus 7 is 4. 7 minus 2 is 5. Terrible 5. Your answer is 54. 54 years. Show that work, guys. Show that work. All right, number 15. Okay, we got another challenging one coming at us. Louisa used the rule blue, green, green, green to make a bracelet with a repeating pattern. She used 18 green beads. How many beads did Louisa use to make the bracelet, and then how many beads were not green? I'm going to show you a way that I like to figure this one out for myself because I like to picture it, okay? So it's blue, green, 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 right? So what I want to do is she's going to use 18 green beads. So watch this. Blue, green, green, green. They look like sixes. I'm sorry, it's a G. I'm writing sideways here. Blue, green, green, green. Blue, green, green, green. This is her bracelet right now. And you might be saying, Mr. Clay, this is taking a little while. I'm visual like this. Let me count them out. How many did they say were green? 18 green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So there's our bracelet, right? Now, it says right here, how many beads did Louisa use to make the bracelet? So let's look at it. How many bracelets do we have? How many do we have there? We have 6 rows times 4, so we have 24 beads. So we're using 24 beads. But it said how many are not green? How many blues are there? 6 are not green. Now, could we have done division and worked it out that way? Absolutely. Could we have worked our multiplication out? Absolutely. But for me, I like to draw it so I can see it and visualize it. That's another way that you can do it, and that's the way that I tackled this one. If you did it a different way, let me know. Marcus is using shapes to make a repeating pattern. There are those words again. He has twice times 2 as many circles as squares makes a repeating pattern. So you want to have twice as many circles as squares. So if I have 1 square, I'm going to have 2 circles. 1 square, 2 circles. If I had 2 squares, twice that would be 4 circles, and that would be my pattern. But I kept it simple, right? Keep it simple for yourself, all right? All right. Number 17, which rule gives a repeating pattern that has a square as the 15th shape? Every time you land on a square as number 15, choose it. Select all. Watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Boom. It worked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Did not work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It did not work. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Why did that work? Multiple of 3. And again, if this square here and this square was here, we automatically know. Okay? So every time a square was the number 17, boom, we found it. Which rule gives a repeating pattern that has a 7 as the 15th number? Select all. So if we land on 7 as the 15th number, we're going to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Did not land on there. But let's do this too now, right? 15th, right? If the 1 and the 7, 1 is always going to land on that one, so it's not going to work there. Watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Did not land there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It landed there. Since that 7 was there, and it's going to work there. Now, if the 7's in the 1 spot, will the number 1 land on 15? Absolutely. Oh, sorry. I was looking at the wrong number. My bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's not going to work. That's my bad. I was looking at it upside down. Forgive me. That one is incorrect. Caught my mistake. So, has a 7 as the 15th number. 7 right here is not going to be the 15th number. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So, catch my mistake. Good job. All right. Looking at the homework. All right. Let's talk about it. Guys, put your name on it so when I see the picture, I know it's yours. All right. This walks us through, what is the 31st shape If it's rectangle, circle, square, triangle, there's 4 shapes here. So 31 divided by 4, they get 7, remainder 3. The remainder 3 would be the first, second, third one. He'd be the third one. If it was a remainder 1, remainder 2, remainder 3, whole number. Review that. All right, what I want you to do here is I want you to tell me, draw or write the next 3 items. Just draw the pictures. Draw the next 3 items. What are the next 3 here? What are the next 3 here? Be careful with number 2. The rule is 2, 8, 9. Draw the next 3. Write the next 3. The rule is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do those for me. Number 5. Determine the given shape or number in each repeating pattern. The rule is star, circle, heart. How many shapes is that? That's 3 shapes. What is the 17th shape? So you could count by 17 and which one lands on 17. Or you could do 17 divided by 3. I don't care how you do it. Get me the answer. The rule is add, subtract. Add, subtract, multiply, divide. How many? There's 4. So again, if it's remainder 1, remainder 2, remainder 3, a whole number. See what you get if you do 100 divided by 4. Or you could count it out. It's going to take you a little while. Number 7. The rule is 1, 1, 1, 2. What is the 87th one? Well, how many numbers are in it? 4. If you divide 87 by 4, you're going to get a remainder. Remainder 1, remainder 2, remainder 3, a whole number. Figure that one out. The rule is 8, 9, 8, 9, 8, 9, 8, 9. What's the 100th one? Well, how many are there? There's 2. 100 divided by 2, figure that out. If it's a remainder 1, it's the 8. If it's a whole number, it's the 9. Do you see that? All right, flip it over. Number 9. Be careful with this one. Stonehenge is an ancient monument in England. Look up Stonehenge. Pretty cool. Haven't been there, but I'd like to go. Thought to have been originally made up of a repeating pattern of rocks that looks like this. Looks like this. See that? See that pattern? See it? How many shapes are in that pattern? There's 3 shapes. The rule is vertical, horizontal, vertical. There's 3 shapes in it. What's the 26th shape? You could count them out, and you'll find it. Or you could do 26 divided by 3. Remainder 1, remainder 2, whole number. See what happens. Number 10. Marcia is using the rule heart, star, star to make a repeating pattern. She wants the pattern to repeat 6 times. How many stars will be in it? So this one here I would do on the line paper. Heart, star, star. Do that 6 times. That's once, twice, 3 times. Terrible heart, terrible stars. 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. See that? I've repeated it 6 times. The question is, how many stars are there? How many stars? Count them up right there. Yep. And then describe the difference between perimeter and area. Let's talk about this one. We're reviewing, and this is that hard lesson we had a couple weeks ago. Remember, perimeter is 2 length plus 2w, right? 2 times length plus 2 times w. That goes around the edges. We used words like trim, border, okay? Ruffles around a bed. Anytime it's going around the edge, okay, your trim. If you have people come and do your yards, they're going to trim, right? They're going to go around, and they're going to take the trimmers and go around the edge of the sidewalk there. Area is length times width or base times height, okay? Area, okay, are the square units that cover an area. So your bedspread, right, the bedspread covers your bed. You could figure out that area of your bed cover. What goes around it would be the ruffles or the trim around it. Okay, well, if we were going to come in here and paint the trim around your house, the trim is the perimeter, but to cover up that wall, is your area. And this is about plugging in numbers, so go back and review that, okay? All right, so we tackled 11. Let's look at 12. We're going to do this one here. Tanji creates a square circle repeating pattern. Here's Tanji, square circle, square circle, square circle. Kenji comes in and does square, circle, triangle, circle, square, circle, triangle, circle. They want to know if both of them have 100 shapes, which pattern contains more circles. So I'm going to do this one with you. Well, half of them up here are circles. How many circles are down here? Half are here. So a half equals 2/4. Okay, so they're going to have the same amount. Same amount of circles. Same amount of circles. Okay? Now 13 and 14, if you pull out your colored homework page, your colored pages, go with your homework page, which rule gives a repeating pattern that has a 9 as the 20th number? Select all. So count these each one. If you land on 20 and it's a 9 when you land on it, it works. Which rule gives a repeating pattern that has a circle as the 20th shape. Okay, so if you count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, if you land on the 20 and every time you land on the number, it's a 20 and it's a circle, check it off. You go back to 17 and 18 and review those. Okay, so just walking through that. That's your Wednesday math lesson. All right, it's due Thursday. I'd like it Thursday afternoon. 3 o'clock would be great. 2 color pages. I only need pictures of this homework page right here. Okay, guys? All right. Have a good Wednesday. Talk soon.